Hey, friends and family. Hey, loved ones. Hey, fools. Hey, kids. Hey, silly rabbits. Tricksters, magicians. How are you all doing? It's been like an awesome full week, and I recorded a video a couple days ago, but there's been so much that's happened, and just it's so full. I felt, led to come on here again and share a few things. And yeah, I do have a few things to share, but we'll see what wants to be expressed here and offered and received. Forgiving for being and becoming, for awakening and remembering, for aligning with who we really are. So yeah, offering, giving, sharing, receiving. Love is who we are. So yeah, I've had a creative week and been enjoying some time in my art studio. Just been doing like several paintings every day, just because like I have all these new canvases, and yeah, it's just been fun. Something that I want to do. So I've just been getting up in the mornings, doing my like kind of semi morning routine. It's not always the same, but there is like consistency to it, and yeah, it's a lot like lighter than it was last summer for sure. Like choosing like what I really need and what's calling to me, for me, through me, um, bringing that forth through me, yeah, for this new relationship, making room for me and we. And yeah, I do notice a difference in how I feel when I arise in the mornings. And I think a huge part of that, obviously, is listening to my body and going to bed when I really need that rest. And then also, like, setting intentions before I do go to bed, before my head even hits the pillow. And also, like, actively consciously shielding myself and putting these boundaries in place, and like envisioning like a Merkaba around me, and like rotating from the left to the right, and then around my bed, and then around my whole entire home. And so I feel like a lot more supported and held and at ease and held in grace. Yeah, really. So better sleep. And even though like I have felt like super tired this week and like kind of feelings of walking through the mud, or clearing some heaviness, kind of draggy feelings a little bit, like, but still like feeling pretty good. And just like, tired was like, I had chronic fatigue for the longest time. And so like, oh man, there's nothing worse sometimes than feeling so tired, like I can't do anything. But instead of like resisting it, I'm like, oh, well, thank you, body. Thank you for showing me like where I can be more patient and allowing and attentive to myself and to my well-being's needs. And thank you, I have the time and the space and the energy to rest if I need to. And so just like, thank you, I get to rest if I need to, instead of, man, I'm tired and I don't want to feel tired, but I'm so tired. And that was like a tired story that I had for the longest time. But I wouldn't really let myself sleep, and I wouldn't really let myself receive what I really needed for my energy needs. And now, after working with that and playing with that, working through that and playing through that business for the last couple years, I actually have realized a lot of things where I was sabotaging myself, and where I wasn't allowing myself to receive like the rest and the wellness wellness support that my well-being really was asking me to open to receive for me. And so it's just interesting, like in those certain ways, like to take care of my own energy and be able to honor like the resources that I have available to me, in more conscious ways, and sleep is a big part of that. And I've always struggled with that since I was a kid. And so it's been an interesting journey, and maybe I'll go into more of that later. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. This has been interesting, really changing or transforming that I'm so tired story. I'm so tired of this, you know. So, yay. It's just probably one of the reasons a couple years ago in 2017, while this huge message that I've taken as a theme song in one of my like chorus scripts is wake up and play, fucking A, it's okay. Like, wake up, just play, it's all okay, so play. Be here and play, let go, it's okay. All right, fucking A, just wake up and just play. So remembering, like, when I do get stressed or when I'm taking something on or when something really bothers me or just hurts my heart, you know, like, to acknowledge those feelings and to allow those feelings, to let them move through me. And instead of spiraling through them again or looping in them again and again, it's just like after, you know, that initial kind of like acknowledgement and meeting me and my feelings, what else can I do with this? Like, how can I play with this? Or, yeah, how is this a part of my play? Or how do I make this a part of my play? Or, yeah, what part do I get to play? And so, yeah, all those things, playing with it instead of fighting it or resisting it. And so it has been a practice, and now it's becoming, yeah, more of like, I guess it would not be really second nature to play. It'd just be in our nature to play. But like, yeah, just sometimes when we get out of practice of things, yeah, it's like we need to consciously show up for it, and then like once we establish that pattern, then it's like it becomes second nature again. Yeah, so it's kind of funny in those ways. Just being creative and remembering to play this week. And oh man, yesterday was so like raw. It felt so like, oh my gosh, there was intense things coming up, and I know that the Schumann resonance went off the charts yesterday. Like, it's usually like around 7.8 or something like that, and it went up past the 40 mark. Yeah, so there's some huge things going on with that, and like new light coming in. So yeah, all sorts of good things happening and all sorts of things shifting. I definitely felt the shift today. When I woke up today, it was just like, wow, something's totally shifted, it's totally changed. Oh, I just love it. Like, I noticed that, like, when that happens, like, there's these spikes that happen on certain days. And those days, wow, it's like the light's coming in and it's like time for recalibration. And like, yeah, just moving certain things or allowing them to fall away or be dissolved. And, or just like allowing like just that heavy feeling, or just to be as I am, and just like, okay, like, instead of like, oh, I don't like how this feels right now, like, so uncomfortable, and just like all these things actually coming from the pain body being released and surrendered and offered back, or just not stuck anymore, not having to recycle around, just letting go of them. Yeah, I've caught myself in certain ways, being sucked into certain stories that will emerge as those feelings are coming up, because it's like certain attachments, attached stories and scripts associated with those feelings, and then going into those stories again. But it just is like wondering, like, why are these all coming up right now, and like trying to figure it out, and then remembering, oh yeah, I don't need to overthink this, I don't need to fix this, I just get to observe and practice non-attachment. And I'm willing to see into it if I need to, but I'm willing also just to let this move and just to let this go and just to let them pass through my awareness. Instead of like, oh, okay, what do I need to do to fix this? Or like bring in the overseer or the super ego or the spiritual ego to feel like, oh, why am I feeling this? I shouldn't be feeling this. This is wrong for me to feel. Or, like when really it's just old stuff that couldn't move before, but now it can. And it's just like allowing it to. So maybe I will go into that further if something more wants to come through about that. Yeah, it's super interesting, but a lot of stories were coming up yesterday and a lot of things, and I will totally read from my journal in just a few minutes, to share some things, but it was very super intense, and it was almost like feelings of panic, like anxiety and panic, old feelings that have been repressed. And then I just got to remember, oh, this is just old stuff. This is old stuff. This isn't anything that really relates to right now. This is just the old stuff coming up to be moved through and allowed, and making new space for the new light and the new truth, the new space, the whole truth, the full truth, the fullness to be held. Yeah, in all those ways. So, yeah, maybe I'll ask what wants to be said about that. Is there anything that wants to be said about that right now? So it did have to do with some of those old strategies of being seen as right or wanting to be right, to belong. And to have that validation and to have some kind of security, some kind of surrogate or some kind of anchor to grasp onto. But yeah, it was, total mechanisms of the monkey mind. Wondering, now that certain truths are being revealed and some secrets are coming out into the light, if some of my loved ones or old friends and family members have changed their mind yet, and going into that, and just just because it'd been such a habit in my mental stream to keep looping through these stories that it wasn't going to be okay unless they changed their mind, and saw the light. Yeah, and that was my security blanket so I could be all right. And I realized, that is connected to a past life that I had that was very, 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 very painful, very painful, so painful. And so it did have a lot to do with certain patterns and dynamics that came into this life that I've been working with and playing with through this life, but it also is connected to a past life where I was a young man, I think in North Carolina, during the Civil War or right after the Civil War, and there were certain things that were happening that other people didn't see. And there was just a lot of suffering, and I ended up losing everything and being outcast and exiled and living, or not living really, dying alone and with a lot of bitterness and self-pity. And so this is interesting, just kind of healing some of these old wounds and some of these old stories, and allowing some of this old pain to be healed and forgiven. Forgive them for they know not what they do, and forgive myself for I knew not how I contributed to endless pain and suffering, and how I martyred myself, and really has a lot to do with being the outsider and the outcast. And then also looking into those things of how I became attached to that identity of the outsider as well, because it was easier for me not to get too close and get rejected or have everything ripped away from me again, or torn apart, be torn apart again. So it was easier just to, keep love at an arm's length. But really, really, really desiring it and wanting it, but being too scared to, not wanting to feel that pain again of having it all taken away or losing it in some way. So, yeah, it's been some good work this week. And so, what else can I share about any of that relates? Yeah, just letting go, and letting go. And remembering it's okay not to know, because those same strategies of being right, it was like actually like needing to find the answers, needing to find the right answers. What if, this question gets asked, or what if they question this part of it and the whole thing like falls apart? And so it's like, kind of interesting mental mechanisms there. Like, so is this like to prop up my own self-image, or because the truth stands on its own. The truth stands on its own. So I was just like, that's interesting. So this belief that I need to have the answers, that I need to have the right answers for everyone. And it's just like, I don't. That's bullshit. That's a bullshit story. So it's like, everyone has their own answers, their own answers that they need. And I have my answers like within me that I need. And they are revealed to me at the right time, in the right order and timing. So, like, why, like, I can let that all go. Like that, these worries that I'm going to be put on the spot. Oh, prove this to me. It's so funny. Prove this to me. Or, proving it to myself. Yeah, I don't know. So, it's just kind of really funny and silly. Those machinations of the mind. So that is really, really amazing, actually, and it ties into some things, ties into a lot of things, actually, and we'll see where this goes. Right before I came downstairs to prepare for my little video, I picked up my medicine cards, and I chose Lynx, or Lynx chose me, so Lynx has come up again. And then I flipped open my book and opened to Dragonfly. And Dragonfly has been coming up as well, like this week. And of course, Dragonfly is a totem of the summertime, and its power time is the summertime. And I saw one out on my porch the other day, and it like just like kind of flew in my face, actually, and then like flew the other way, and then like landed and was chilling for a little bit, and then went off and flew its own way. But Dragonfly's been coming up, and so I'm gonna actually read that. I've actually opened to 146, where it's halfway into Dragonfly, and most of the contrary meanings on this page, and so I took it as that was a message for me, for Dragonfly in the contrary position. But I'll go ahead and just go ahead and read this contrary Dragonfly from Medicine Cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson. The contrary position. So, are you trying to prove to yourself or someone else that you have power? Are you caught in an illusion that weakens your true feelings or minimizes your abilities? If so, you may have contracted Dragonfly dive bombing. Is this the final crash and burn for some pipe dream that had no real purpose? Look within and feel the sense of self energy within yourself. Notice if it is ebbing, and find the point in time when you were deluded into believing that you would be happier if you changed because someone else wanted you to. Misery is a prime clue that you lost your will and personal validity when you bought into someone else's idea of who or what you should be. The illusion was that you would be happier if you did it their way. In forfeiting what you know is right and true for you personally, you give away your power. It is time for you to take it back. Follow Dragonfly to the place inside your body where magic is still alive and drink deeply of its power. This strength belongs to you. This strength belongs to you. It is the power of becoming the illusion. This ability is ever-changing and contains within it the knowledge that you are creating it all. How awesome is that? Dragonfly. Number 27, illusion. Dragonfly breaks illusions, brings visions of power. No need to prove it. Now is the hour. Know it, believe it. Great Spirit intercedes, filling you, blessing you, filling all your needs. Dragonfly illusion. So Dragonfly medicine is of the dream time and the illusionary facade we accept as physical reality. The iridescence of Dragonfly's wings reminds us of colors not found in our everyday experience. Dragonfly's shifting of color, energy, form, and movement explodes into the mind of the observer, bringing vague memories of a time or place where magic reigned. Some legends say that Dragonfly was once dragon, and that dragon had scales like Dragonfly's wings. Dragon was full of wisdom and flew through the night, bringing light with its fiery breath. The breath of Dragonfly brought forth the art of magic and the illusion of changing form. Then Dragon got caught in its own facade. Coyote tricked Dragon into changing form, and the shape of its new body became like Dragonfly's. In accepting the challenge to prove its power and magical prowess, Dragon lost its power. Dragonfly is the essence of the winds of change, the messages of wisdom and enlightenment, and the communication from the elemental world. The elemental world is made up of the tiny spirits of plants and of the elements air, earth, fire, and water. In essence, this world is full of nature spirits. If Dragonfly has flown into your cards today, you may have forgotten to water your plants. On another level, you may need to give thanks to the foods you eat for sustaining your body. On the psychological level, it may be time to break down the illusions you have held that restrict your actions or ideas. Dragonfly medicine always beckons you to seek out the parts of your habits which need to change. Have you put on too much weight, or have you started to look like a scarecrow? Have you tended to the changes you have wanted to make in your life? If you feel a need for change, call on Dragonfly to guide you through the mists of illusion to the pathway of transformation. See how you can apply the art of illusion to your present question or situation, and remember that things are never completely as they seem. So, how awesome is that? So, Dragonfly, master of illusion. Thank you, Dragonfly medicine. And dragon. And the elements and the elementals, yes. And the nature spirits and the plants and the water. And all the elements that contribute to life. The air and the winds and the fire and the ether and the earth and the water. And all that power within. Yeah, all the elements. And the ability, our abilities to command, the magician. Yeah. So the star is a big theme this month and this week. And I'm just going to share some art, some creativity. And so I found these little stars, these wooden stars, and some wooden hearts, and some other things at the dollar store. So I bought them for a class and for my friend's visit. Yeah, just bought a bunch of these wooden shapes to do some art, and I really like how this one turned out. Did it with a little funnel with my fluid paints. This side reminds me of the beachy side of life, the beach side, and this side reminds me of the ocean side, the oceany side. So yeah, it was kind of fun to do this little star of mine. Yeah, just really fun. So I did a heart the other day, and one side is like the cooling waters, and the other side is like a fiery, this is the fiery heart. And so maybe I'll show you that one next time. But for this time, I have like a couple of fun ones I did with some black light UV medium paint. They're amazing under the black light and very cool in the regular light as well. So this one, it's purple and green and white, and it Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like purple cabbage or something like that, but it's kind of cool, kind of fun. It's fun to do. Here's another view. Yeah, purple and green. And then this one I did last week, and it just like was a spontaneous thing, and I love the energy of this one. And you can see like the colors like I've been drawn to this week, or that have been drawn to me. Yeah, and this one I was feeling, you know what? This one feels like it's for my new granddaughter that'll be here soon this year. And I was like, this one feels like it's for Ruby. And I didn't know why, but I was just like, this is for Ruby. And then my daughter got to come over on Sunday, and she painted a little star for herself, for her little baby's room. And she used like some of the same colors, and I hadn't even shown her this or talked to her about it yet, but it was so cute. And it was like, the same kind of colors, pinks and purples and whites and blues, and then she chose to use a pearlescent medium, which was iridescent as well. And so I thought, oh, that's so cool. I was like, and then I had to show her. I was like, this is like something that I did last week, and I felt like it was for Ruby. And I was like, look, it's the same colors. So I thought that was super fun. And then there's another one that I did last week with the same kind of type of colors in certain ways, but it's very different pattern. And it's just super fun. It was very spontaneous as well, and it was very enjoyable. And this thing in the middle, it reminds me of like a cat almost. But it, like, this energy or the feeling of the painting also reminds me of like the peacock or the iridescence of the dragonfly's wings as well. Yeah, all those colors. So, and it reminds me of kind of like water too, of course. Yeah, flowy water. And like air bubbles in there too. So, it's just kind of fun stuff. Fun, creative, color, and artistic therapy. Yeah. To help me with my energy. Because play is where it's at. And I realize that play does take a little bit of energy, and creativity does take a little energy, but it actually is so regenerative because it does give so much back. And so, yeah, if that's another good thing for me to remember, if I'm feeling like I have low energy and stuff, yeah, it's just like maybe choosing or allowing myself to choose some of those things that are restorative and regenerative. Even if I don't feel like I have time for them, or yeah, that's silly because that's all we have really right now is now and time. Yeah, the time is now. The time now is the hour. Yeah, that was funny. And the power, it's here. So how fun is that? And another little thing, that's why like July is like freaking Christmas. I mean, Christmas in July this month. I asked for a gift, and I finally was able to receive it for myself after years and years and years and years and years of wanting this. I have finally acquired my red book. How cool is that? Just a little light reading for me. I'm so happy. Yeah. And if we were to flip it open right now, ooh, page 127. There's the 27 again. 27. And this is actually, yeah, kind of cool. Maybe we'll see what happens later. But this is the mandala here. Came up in this huge, amazing book. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to look at that, and I will share next time what I find. Yeah, about that. Christmas in July, and so yay, well done. A job well done. Yeah, completions and endings and new beginnings and initiations. Feels like we've been in transition for so long. We've been like stuck in this birth canal, like trying to work ourselves out. And now it's like Happy birthday. Yeah, is coming. Yeah. And it's here. So allow the contraction and the expansion and the cleansing and purification of the path and of our minds and the past. Yeah. So what else? Is there anything else that wants to be shared around art and creativity, therapy? Yeah. Just letting myself be and giving myself permission to be, and letting go of my expectations of what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to be and how I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be, and letting that go so I can be free, because love is free. And love is free to be given, shared, and received always. So what can I share? Yeah, some of the energies, like, and the symbols that have been coming up this week. Obviously, like, it's the sun and the star a lot. Oh, yeah, a lot. And the lion and the lynx and the sphinx is coming up, and the sisterhood and the brotherhood, yeah, is coming up a lot. And that's interesting too, because I had written something about that in my journal this morning, and then when I went to go look at medicine cards and Lynx came up, that was actually part of Lynx medicine as well. And so I think I'll go ahead and share about Lynx, about secrets. And I was also contemplating yesterday my tarot card reading that I shared a couple weeks ago, that what is passing away. And that was like the High Priestess card, and it was like a cycle of secrets. The cycle of secrets is passing away. And we're coming into an age of knowing and transparency. So 17 is Lynx, I believe. No, 17 is Mountain Lion, which is also coming up. Leadership is coming up a lot lately. So I think that's amazing too, like, where we get to step into new roles and things, and yeah, I get to embrace some new challenges and new roles as stepping into my own leadership. Yeah, which is going to be interesting, and I'm up for the challenge though, and I'm receptive, and I'm saying yes to life, because this is what I'm here for. Damn it, yeah, like, to create this new life and help usher in, this new paradigm. Lynx is number 18. Lynx, secrets. Lynx, you know the secrets so very well, the dream time and the magic, but you'll never tell. May I learn to hold my tongue, observe like the Sphinx, powerful yet silent, the medicine of Lynx. It is said that if you want to find out a secret, ask Lynx medicine. Unfortunately, it is difficult to get the silent Lynx to speak. To be confronted by the powerful medicine of Lynx signifies that you do not know something about yourself or others. Lynx is the keeper of the secrets of lost magical systems and occult knowledge. Lynx has the ability to move through time and space and go into the great silence for unraveling any mystery. Lynx is not the guardian of secrets, but the knower of secrets. The problem lies in getting Lynx to instruct you. He or she would rather be off chasing a bird or kicking sand in your face than running circles around you. Lynx medicine is a very specific type of clairvoyance. If this medicine is strong in you, you will get mental pictures concerning other people and the exact things they have hidden, either from themselves or from others. You will see their fears, their lies, their self-deceptions. You will also know where they have hidden the treasure, if there is any. You never speak of these revelations. You simply know. The only way you can coax information about yourself out of Lynx out of a Lynx medicine person, in case you have forgotten where you hid the treasure, is to respect the practices of his or her tradition. If you go to a gypsy with Lynx medicine, you must show your respect by paying with money after the reading. If you go to a Choctaw medicine person, he or she will reach into your midsection or use the traditional methods to help you, or use other traditional methods to help you. A blanket or tobacco should be given in exchange for the medicine he or she has performed for you. This maxim is known as the law of the Lynx people and is practiced by Native American, Gypsy, Sufi, and Egyptian cultures, among others. If you have pulled the Lynx card, you can be sure that secrets are afloat. If this is your personal medicine, you should listen to your higher self. Be still and pay attention to the revelations you receive, either in the form of mental pictures or through a high singing voice in your inner ear. Perhaps you will receive information in the form of omens. You can be sure that Mother Earth is signaling to you in some manner. If Lynx is at your door, listen. Brother or sister Lynx can teach you of your personal power and of things you have forgotten about yourself. Lynx can lead you to the lost treasure and connect you to forgotten brotherhoods or sisterhoods. Some medicine people believe that the Sphinx of ancient Egypt was not a lion, but a lynx. This lynx does not say much, with an enigmatic smile. The great cat watches over the sands of forever. So, I'll just include this reversal, this contrary Lynx. If Lynx has appeared in the reverse position, it is time to shut your big mouth. Something you are jabbering about has let the cat out of the bag. Are you defiling a sacred trust, or have you broken a promise to a friend? If not, you may have pulled a good prank on yourself by blabbing your latest idea to the friend of a competitor. Watch your tongue and see if you are able to refrain from gossiping or talking about your latest romantic conquest. Look and see if in your present state you are able to listen and truly be interested in someone else's stories or ideas. On this level, Lynx is telling you to become worthy of trust. Then the secrets will be available to you. You might look at choosing to have your brain in gear before your babble starts, or your foot may have to replace your tongue. This is the know-it-all syndrome. Fine, if you want to talk, just sew up your ears. After all, talking leaves no room for hearing or listening. Lynx is a tough teacher, and if you have let the cat out of the bag, be ready for the consequences. Become Lynx and wear the Mona Lisa smile. Only you will know what you are smiling about. The cat will not have your tongue, you will, as well as the power over it. So, that's interesting. That is very, very interesting. Super interesting. There was some stuff yesterday that I just put together about that. So, yeah, I have been practicing listening and practicing going into the silence and practicing observing and watching. Yeah, watching paint dry. And, being interested in other people. Yes, being more interested in other people. And encouraging and supporting my friends and my family and my loved ones in their efforts and in their journeys and the things that they're working towards. So yesterday my husband was sharing with me some old stories, because he's got all this whole new music thing coming up, where music has been brought back into his life. And he's been working through some interesting lessons with his old bandmates, and just by showing up and being himself, through all of his ways. And so it's kind of interesting, some of the dynamics and things that are coming up and that relate to old dynamics of the past and to where we are now. And so it's really interesting. He was sharing some things that were kind of happening back in the past, and that were unfolding now. And I was just kind of observing myself, listening, really consciously, wow, this is seeing that, wow, this is such a freaking amazing opportunity for me to sit here and witness this and observe this and be here for him and hold the space for him, as he's going through these things and these challenges through these different relationships that I'm sure he's had, soul level contracts with. These old friends and stuff, like to learn like certain lessons. And yeah, I think it's just amazing, really, like what is like available and what is unfolding now. So yeah, it was like super interesting to be able to like consciously like be present for that, and be grateful to be able to hold that space for him, like as he's done that so beautifully for me the last few years and beyond. So yeah, it's super interesting, like to know when to listen and when to speak as well. Yeah, so I'm sure there's something very, very potent happening now with that. Yeah, and I'm willing to receive and see more into that, and yeah, continue with these lessons of the power, the power of our voice, the power of the word, the power of listening and expressing the truth of our being, of our feelings, and the joy and the depths, the joy from the depths of our being. It's just like, wow, all these things. And moose medicine, still working with moose this week, and moose has been super amazing and helpful, and so grateful for all of these teachers, these wise teachers and companions and reflections, and just like the perfection of all of this. And wow, just I don't even know what can be said about it, like to make it more complete than it really is. It's just so perfect, like really as it is. And I know like there is a lot of turmoil and things happening. Great turmoil, And I do have compassion for all those who are affected right now and going through like certain hells. And I do also have compassion for those who are waking up right now and who are starting to see certain things they haven't seen before. And so, that was a big thing that was coming up yesterday as well for me. And knowing that it will be a little bit painful, and to have that compassion and that mercy, to ask for that, like that we all be held in that space of compassion, mercy, and grace, because some of it is going to be a rude awakening, but like it's so much brighter on the other side, really, like when we come through it, and so we're all just here walking each other home, and it is about returning home to ourselves and remembering ourselves. So thank you, Lynx and Dragonfly and Sphinx and Lion and Moose Medicine. All the portals opening up. Our full moon is a couple days away, and Lionsgate portal opens up on the 25th as well. And so there's some huge things happening. And so Luinsad is coming. Luinsad, the light of Lu, and Lammas on August 1st. Lammas. And that's like storytelling time and gathering time and harvest times, reaping what we have sown, and the beginning of the harvest season. And so it's just like ramping up like all the things that we've grown this year and in the previous cycles, seeing that all come to fruition. And so it is like perfect right now, like seeing the sunflowers and the blossoms, and what we're blooming into and what we're becoming and what we're growing into, what we are right now. So the bell, the flower, the blossom, the sun, the star, blue spiral sun star, Sirius and Regulus, spiritual sun, one love, fire codes, cooling waters, one love, Pleiadians, Venusians, and Sirians, Andromeda, Vega, Arcturians, Blue, white star, north star, compass, love is who we are. Sumerians, Egyptians, Lemurians, Atlanteans, Martians, and Mercurians. Copper, crystals, portals, gateways, earth, star, suns. Solar plasma light activations, love in every one. That was something I wrote. Let's see. Monday. Yeah. Letting go to be present and free, receptive, making room, making space to be with me and we. Letting go and trusting in all God's good things. Letting go and getting out of my own way. Letting go of resistance and choosing to be just as I am and just as I'll be. I'll give myself room and permission to be all that I am, all love for me, we. Letting go of old thoughts, ideas, and beliefs. Letting go of old preconceived constructs, notions, and implanted stories, roles, old beliefs. Letting go of the old ways that no longer serve, sustain, support, or contribute to the whole's integrity. Letting go of what no longer serves me and we to cling to or carry. Letting go of what is no longer aligned with my energy. Letting go of what is no longer mine to burden my soul with or carry. Letting go of all that's not me. Letting go of all that is not for me. Letting go of all that keeps me from me, we. Letting go of all that weighs me down. Letting go of all that is no longer true for me. Letting go of all that no longer honors me and we. Letting go of all that is no longer working for me. Letting go of all that which disallows me. Letting go of old trauma, illness, and disease. Letting go of old patterns and old ways of being. Letting go of old habits and unconscious strategies. Letting go of small payoffs that manipulate me and we. Letting go of the need to punish, rescue, fix, save, please, sabotage, repress, sneak, and retreat. Sneaking guilty pleasures or substitutions and replacements for what I truly need. Permission and fullness. I'm allowed to be me. I'm allowed to be free. I'm allowed, so just be. Look into GSF behavior and alchemy. So I have like a little list of things. There's my Luinsad, correspondences, storytelling, singing, celebrating, sharing, preparing, attending, growing and harvesting, reaping what we have sown, sharing the bounty, honoring the exchange, appreciation and blessings, new prosperity. Yeah, some goals that I have for, my blog and my book, and invitations for my Luinsad circle that I'm holding, and certain things that are being planted. Yes. And all those things. And also addressing like some of the triggers and the wounds that are still sometimes activated by things that come up to bother me. And so looking at that. And also like, instead of getting frustrated, like, this again, it's just like, oh, all right. And it's just like, you know what? All right. There's a reason why this bothers me, and it's okay. And it's okay if it's gonna always be there to bother me. And it's just something that I get to realize, like, how I get to show up and play with it, or work through it, or play with it, or play at it, or act it, act it out. So it still bothers me when I see all the manipulation and deceit at play. And I think about the pain caused and perpetually sustained on these energy drains and emotional poisons. But I guess maybe we just get to see for ourselves how we trick ourselves, fool ourselves, sell ourselves, manipulate and short ourselves, dishonor, disallow, devalue, separate, reject, deplete, diminish, punish, scorn, shame, blame, abandon, betray, deceive, exploit, abuse, harm, cut off, disconnect, fragment, con, trick, judge, condemn, and destroy ourselves. Thinking about certain triggers and wounds, maybe the injustice and the control fuckery will always bother me because it's just unjustly fucked up. And so hard to see others, well-meaning others, so blind to the dumb trickery, the sabotage, mind control, manipulation, and deceit, and all the needless or seemingly needless suffering and struggling of fear-based, trauma-based operating systems. And maybe it always will bother me, and I'm okay. Like, I surrender that. Like, it just is. Like, it's one of those things. And if I see, like, the injustice out there, and, like, it's an opportunity and an invitation for me to practice justice within myself and within my life and within my relationships. So, to see what I get to choose for me. And so that's what I'm willing. Allow your rest to be what it is, but how is it happening for me? A restful day today. I took it easy and I took a nice long nap in the afternoon. I listened to a podcast with Brandon Beecham and Lee Harris. Wow, yes, life, yes. The Golden Key and Alchemical Magic, Inspiration and Return of the Mystic. Charged, motivated, focused, directed, divinely inspired, held, supported, and protected. Guided, led, and encouraged. Let's envision and, direct those new projections, of what we want to see unfold in the world through our own being, through our own well-being. And I really do, oh my gosh, I love listening to these amazing, bright souls that have so much to share, and oh my gosh, just seeing the kindred spirits out there, that are making such a difference and an impact in the world. And it just makes me so happy, to see all of these things unfolding and so available and accessible right now. And so and it inspires me to do my work and to show up more fully and to keep doing my thing with continuity. So I invite the universe to go to work on our behalf to create the highest good for all beings and present the best possible outcome for the whole in our integrity, our fullness and our wholeness, our wellspring, our well-being, our homecoming, our returning, our awakening, our remembering, our alchemy, our healing, our union, our revealing, our revival, our expansion, our arrival, sovereign nation, our self-realization and individuation, becoming all we are through love's fertility and divine imagination. Say yes to life, yes to love, yes to choice, yes to life. Trust yourself, trust your life, trust your love, allow your choice, allow your life. Free your voice, free your mind, free yourself. You're free to decide, free to be, free to die, free to live, and free to unite, harmonize, separate, or divide. Free to grow, free to change, free to live your life, free to be well, free to choose life again. Every moment is a part of life, the journey of an instant, the journey of a lifetime. Good reminders today, and this was yesterday. Oh my gosh, because it was so intense. Slow down, let go, be present, trust, let go. It's okay not to know. It's okay to let go. I am safe and supported. It's okay to let go. Be aware, be present, be here, and let go. So the monkey mind is super hyperactive today. Easy trigger. So looking for potential problems. Yeah, my ego was freaking out, freaking the fuck out. Because there's certain things that it doesn't have to do anymore. And I'm just oh yeah, I have other jobs for you. Okay. So my ego is looking for potential problem snags and strategies, grasping for something to make me feel safe, looking for those safe ways. And that I'm okay and I'm safe, or I'm in control, or I'm enough. In control of my life, or in control of what's happening, needing to have or find all the right answers for everyone, the right story, the right opinion, the right solutions, the right truths, so that I can be seen as right, and all those right ways to be. I don't need to give anyone any answers or anything, any truths. They and we all have access to all the answers and all the truths we need and are ready and open to receive. So, oh my God, these mental defense strategies of the hamster wheel variety driving me up the fucking wall today. Oy vey. Just let go and let it all be all that it is and all it gets to be. Let go, love. Love is free, so be free. We are enough. I am enough. Love is enough. Life is enough. My presence is enough. Just being me. Just being me is enough. No need to add or subtract anything. No need to fix or save anything. No need to worry or stress over anything. No need to plan or control anything. No need to cling to anyone or anything. No need to cling to any one thing. No need to be any one thing. No need to be anything that I am not already. No need to attach to anything. Just practice letting go and remember to play. I am willing. Thank you, love. Love always. So, yeah. some of those things that were coming up were BS comparison stories. So like, yeah, comparing my work and comparing my gifts and stuff, like, and what that's supposed to look like with like what other people are doing and those kinds of things, just like because of those fears and the fears of the unknown, and am I enough, or is this going to be enough, or is this good enough, or is this grand enough, you know? And yeah, just certain stories and implanted ideas, false rules, false standards, and false light, fragmented perceptions. Of the not enoughness, the lack and poverty stories, and those old beliefs and roles, those old identities, attachments, addictions, small payoffs, drains, leaks, and holes, unskillful actions. And the pleaser, the rescuer, the fixer, the nice girl, the shadow caregiver, the martyr, the saint, the sinner. It's all about connection, yeah, and disconnection. And those defense strategies of the rebel, the clown, the sage, the epicure, and the orphan. Needing external approval, validation, understanding, yeah, for security, belonging, status, access, admiration, and love, or the fantasy ideals of the tragic romantic, the suffering of fear-based operating, anxiety, trauma, and disease. So, trust, acceptance, and appreciation. All is forgiven. Forgiven. All that love forgiven. There is enough, we are enough, there is enough for everyone. I am enough, we are enough. In every single way. In every single one. Man, today, almost feelings of panic. Maybe it's just old repressed energy that gets to be allowed to move through without attaching to any stories and hooking my attention, or the need to fix them or fix me or work on me or manipulate me. Yeah, devising all these strategies. There's some part of me that really super desires and craves vindication and some validation, but another part of me understands the need for these mutual lessons in interdependence, codependence, and independence. Slavery, tyranny, and self-mastery, self-worth, and spiritual maturity. So the wounded child is wondering when or if they will all change their minds, and wondering if they will feel foolish, ashamed, or unwise, and then apologize, LOL. But I don't really need them to. I just get to wish them well, and I wish them that they'll be all right. Yeah, for them to be all right. And to get everything that they need, yeah. I know it will be painful to begin to see all the lies, the shadows brought into the light of awareness, illuminated, surrendered, and purified. So compassion, mercy, grace, and empathy, forgiveness, understanding, and clarity, unity and harmony, welcoming home all these misperceived aspects and realigning everything for the whole soul's integrity. Man, I really just wanted someone, a mother or a father figure, a surrogate parent, a lover, or an other, to hold my hand and walk me through this dark night of the soul, this descent and ascent of our journey home, healing, becoming whole. A conflict of how do I do this alone, and how do I stay true to me, all alone, all one. Yeah, that was a lot of the grief that was coming up and emerging for me. So I realized, yeah, that I had like attached myself to certain people and to certain ideas. Yeah, just so I could have something to grasp onto, because I felt like I really didn't have a place, because I was not rooted and I was not grounded, because I didn't want to be here, and yeah, I wasn't embodied. I wasn't in my body for a lot of my life that I've been here. And I'm just kind of like looking at certain things and realizing certain things, like now, seeing into some of the patterns now that they're not as personal, like, or I'm able to get into that neutral space, or that use the impersonal lens of the witness, yeah, to see through some of these things that were clouding my vision because it was so personal for me, and because of the pain and the rejection and the betrayal. And the old layers confusion and those distortions that weren't allowed to move through until now. So yeah, it was pretty challenging, and it was just like, man, I was just getting so tired of it, and I was just like, oh, that's funny, like just wearing myself down, because like that's kind of been like my MO in a lot of ways, where just like fighting it until I'm finally so worn down that there's just nowhere to go but like surrender, there's nowhere else to go. Yeah, but through. So this morning, this is what I wrote this morning. This morning, something feels different. Something has definitely shifted, and it feels like a brand new day filled with so much love, light, magic, and fertile possibilities. So much love and magic in the air, swirling and radiating within and all around me and we. Communing with nature this morning and feeling the magic light coming in and radiating through and forth the great heart and the sun. Feeling the humidity in the air from a morning rainstorm. It feels so fresh and new, cleansed and cleared, refreshed, renewed. Good things are happening and the old is falling away, all things being honored, celebrated, valued, recognized, and praised, blessed, offered, given, and received, forgiving, and honoring the whole of exchange and interchange, the play of interchange. The spiritual sun, the inner stargates, liquid love and plasma rays, pure light, information, radiating from the sun's pearly gates and informing the heart of the mother, our hearts, ourselves, and one another, each other. Reunion, communion, all full true lovers. Om Ram Ramaya Swaha, victory of the light. Holy wow, the Schumann resonance jumped off the charts yesterday. No wonder I felt so raw and a little bit crazy. Ha ha. Monkey mind distortions and hamster wheel mechanisms of the old paradigm. Crumbling, collapsing, and dying, the death rattle and psychic chains of the old ways dissolving in motion and being released, and now being released. Recycling, giving back, letting go, composting what we no longer need to hold on to. Love, thank you, yes please, love always, love is free, always to be given, shared, and received. Alchemical visions, revelations, reconciliation, new beginnings and endings, completion and initiations, all this love for me and we, for love is who we are and get to be. Luinsad, Lamas, Lionsgate, Heroes, Gamos, Reunion, astrological dances and earthly enchantments, as above, so below, micro and macro, inner and outer, ebb and flow, infinite love and wisdom, fallen and risen, toroidal fields and embodied soul, envisioned, the sisterhood of the rose. Lynx and blue heron. Yeah, that's right. That was another one that came up this morning, was the blue heron. Thank you, blue heron. Blue heron was actually in reverse. Blue heron. Oh yes. And dolphin and whale. So blue heron in reverse. 45. Contrary position. Surprise, it may be time to come up for air if Heron arrives in the contrary. Too much self-reflection can lead to self-obsession or a morbid sense of humor. If you have been looking within and criticizing yourself, watch out. It is imprudent to drown the sense of joy that usually accompanies the journey of self-discovery. You may have assumed the attitude that perfection is desirable. That may be what advertisers sell you, but that attitude leaves no room to be human. Oops. You learned some of your most valuable lessons through your mistakes. Wouldn't life be boring if everyone was a plastic clone of an ideal human? Contrary Heron also reminds you that self-improvement is best accomplished by balancing the desire to change with gentle discernment. There are many layers of truth to understand, and wholeness is impossible to attain in one drive. You do belly flops when you become judgmental, rigid, and flat. Diving deeply into your feelings, you may emerge renewed. But being too critical, merely floating on top of the water, you will callously break your spirit in the process. Heron reminds you to dive deeply, but do not hold your breath while waiting for instant or total enlightenment. If you do, if you do not resurface for air, the collective feelings of humanity and the infinite depth of eternity can drown you. Yeah, so that's good advice for me today. Thank you, Blue Heron. And I have shared about Blue Heron many times before. Self-reflection. Blue Heron, thank you, sacred water bird, for sending reflections to me, the mirrors of the quest for life, the worlds that live inside of me. Show me how relationships work with my path woven within the whole, the lessons of kinship with all life, reflecting my spirit's eternal goal. Self-reflection. Heron medicine is the power of knowing the self by discovering its gifts and facing its challenges. It is the ability to accept all feelings and opinions without denying any emotion or thought. Heron flies over those who are unaware of who they are and where they belong in the world. Gently dropping a blue feather to them, Heron asks that they follow their intuition and begin the empowering journey of self-realization. If the great blue heron has flown into your cards today, it is urging you to dive into the watery world of feelings to seek your truth. Heron teaches you to develop your self-reflective skills so that you may come to know yourself in an intimate way. Looking at yourself through the filmy lens of self-importance, the cloudy perceptions of low self-worth, or the myopic eyes of self-pity, you will never understand your true potential or appreciate the opportunities that appear. Heron asks that you examine yourself with a cold eye to see what you wish to improve and how you want to change. If you get stuck in the process, it may be a sign that you are being too hard or critical. Choosing to blame others and constantly pointing a finger at life situations instead of claiming responsibility for your actions shows that you lack the courage to face the enemy within. Heron medicine people are willing to look at themselves and see the truth of their motives, actions, feelings, dreams, goals, inner strengths, and inner weaknesses. In balancing those truths, Heron's medicine shows you how to meet the challenges of your personal weaknesses and how to continue developing the skills that lead to inner strength and certainty of purpose. Are you willing to dive into the watery depths of your own feelings and discover the role of your spiritual essence? Heron is now calling you to delve deeper, to know yourself, and to trust your path. Like the phoenix who rises from its own ashes, Heron emerges from the unseen worlds of spirit into a new balanced sense of self in order to embrace its potential again and again. The magnificence of your human spirit lies waiting for the joy of discovery if you are courageous enough to follow the water bird throughout the journey. Heron reminds you that every traveler on life's journey is a messenger and that every destination is the beginning of a new life cycle on the medicine wheel. Wow. Thank you, Heron. Wow. Thank you, love, and love all ways. Thank you, magic. Thank you, all our ways. Thank you, all love's ways, all her ways, all the goddesses, all of love's, all of God's ways that do contribute to like this infinite creativity and infinite possibilities and natural diversity and natural unity and harmony if we're allowed to be, if we allow ourselves to be. And so I just want to share one last thing that was given and offered and received this week. And yeah, I just decided to, every once in a while, I'll look at my emails and look at like some different things. And it's interesting because being off of social media now, it's almost been 10 months now. So wow, I really needed that break to like recalibrate myself and my space and like certain routines and and to reform that sense of self. Really, to go more deeply into myself and create and cultivate that intimacy with myself. And it's a work in progress, but man, this is where it starts getting good. It's like, wow, I'm getting to the good part now. Like, yeah, it's freaking all the twists and the turns in these plots that are happening now, and just wow. Just allow. So this is something that I got from Awakening Women Institute, Camille Arda. So I did like some kind of a sangha, an online sangha a couple years ago with them on Facebook, and I was grateful for that. It was a nice community to be a part of. I'm still grateful that I get her emails and offerings and things. And every once in a while, or maybe once a month, I'll see like different offerings. And so I was glad I came upon this the other day. The word desire derives from the Latin word desidera, which contains within it meanings like the star, absence of, and longing for. So the star has been coming up a lot. I love the definition of desire as a feeling of being apart from your star, of missing your true home, or a remembrance of union. Could it be that tug from within your heart, that restlessness and craving is simply a call from you to come home? And could it be that your true home is not really a place, but more like an unfolding, a belonging, an infinite blossoming of being? Oh, I do know how strong of an energy desire can be, and how quickly it can dance us away from the presence into loops of addictions. Perhaps you too have learned to reach for momentary relief, substitute satisfaction, numbing activities that leave you even more disconnected, resulting in more cravings, making you reach for more of the same, and on it goes. These loops are endless. They will never bring us home. But desire itself is Shakti, creative life force energy. Your desire is holy. Within your desire, you will find the blueprint of roots and growth and beauty. Desire is power. Desire is life. To reclaim your own intimacy with desire within a paradigm invested in you feeling ashamed of and mistrusting it. Let me start that over. To reclaim your own intimacy with desire within a paradigm invested in you feeling ashamed of and mistrusting it, to truly listen and soften, owning and celebrating your desire, allowing it to be alive, connected, and expansive, is sacred work. It can also be a confronting and challenging journey through layers of uncomfortable revelations. Pack with you in your medicine basket plenty of patience, compassion, and honesty with yourself. And you will probably need some humor too. That's for damn sure. Yeah. Lighten up and remember to laugh at ourselves. Lighten the hell up. Next time you reach for the control mechanism, the obsessive planning, the sugar, the phone, the substance, take a moment to pause and bring awareness into the impulse that comes before the action. Ask yourself with the uttermost love and care, what is it I am desiring really? What do I hope this action will give me? How will it make me feel? Is there something I can do instead that will bring me into a deeper connection and presence? Is there a way I can rest into that feeling right now? What does the desire feel like when I, instead of jumping into action to relieve it right away, stay here and breathe? How can I ride the energy of desire towards my star instead of away from it? Awareness is the magic key here, and kindness. If you end up in the habitual loop anyway, this is not meant to be another opportunity to judge yourself. Practice to be curious and caring instead. Love heals. Starting with the next full moon, we will enter an immersion with Lakshmi, a goddess intimate with the power of desire. The intention for this immersion is abundance and grace, because these are qualities of your essence, and Lakshmi will teach you how to live it. So that's awesome. Lakshmi's coming up. Yeah, Lakshmi is coming up. And Vesta, and Aurora, and Tor, and even Lilith, yeah, and Eve, and Mary Magdalene, yeah. Desire. Our desire is holy. And that's why we've always been desiring more, though, because we've been cut off from ourselves. And so what would that look like if we didn't have to add or subtract anything? What if we could meet ourselves as we are, and love ourselves and know ourselves and be with ourselves, and make the room for ourselves as we are? Because wouldn't it be boring if we were all plastic clones of an ideal human, whatever that is? Yeah. So good things to chew on, good food for thought, spiritual food, and offerings from my heart to yours. I love y'all. I hope you all are doing well. I send love and blessings and prayers and praises to everyone, no matter where you are, just as you are, here as you are. Sending love and compassion and mercy and grace to everyone who's suffering right now, or who feels lost and afraid and confused. All those who are affected by the floods and the fires, may you be comforted, and may you feel relief. May you feel ease. May you be held in grace. May we all return to love in our hearts for ourselves and each other, for all we are, through all we are, for all we are, and love all that we are. Here's to healing and revealing and becoming all we are. Awakening, remembering, and being all we are. All right. I love you all. We'll talk to you again. Bye for now.